We are beginning with a brief explanation of density. Density of a substance is the ratio of its mass to its volume. Here's the definition: mass divided by volume. The units of mass are usually grams, and the volume is usually cubic centimeters or milliliters, since 1 cubic centimeter equals a milliliter. Let's see how we can use this definition of density for a conversion factor or for calculations. You can find tables of density. If you can measure the density of a substance, you can pretty well identify what it is, whether it's gold or aluminum or substance. So this is a small table of density just to give you an idea of how it could be used. Here's an example. What is the density of 5 milliliters of serum if it has a mass of 5.23 grams? Well, this solution map is pretty easy. You're simply going to find the mass, put that in the numerator, and find the volume in milliliters and put that in the denominator, do the division. So you're given that in the problem, and here's the setup, and ends up to be 1.05 grams per milliliter. The straightforward calculation of density. What if you're asked, given a volume of a material and want to know what its mass is? Well, you have to find the density, either in a table or from above. This is our example, uses a 1 liter of serum, and we want to know its mass. So we'll take the 1 liter and convert it to milliliters, and then we'll use the density above as a conversion factor. The setup looks like this: 1 liter times 1,000 milliliters per liter times 1.05 grams per milliliter, which is the density that we have already received from up here. And the calculation then gives us 1,050 grams is the weight. There are other kinds of density calculations. For instance, you have a bottle of ethanol that weighs 535 grams. The bottle weight is tared, so the 530 grams is the weight of the pure ethanol. You'd like to know what volume of ethanol you have. Well, the solution map is easy. Simply you take the mass and convert it to volume. The mass is given. It is your 535 grams. But how do you get from mass to volume? Well, you use the density as a conversion factor. So you look up on the table and you find the density of ethanol is 0.94 grams per milliliter. So when you consider dimensional analysis, you know that you'll have to put the grams in the denominator in order to cancel the given 535 grams. Those units cancel, and you'll end up with milliliters. So the setup is like this: the 535 grams times density, 1 milliliter per 0.94 grams. This is a division then, gives you 569 milliliters for the volume of ethanol. Density sometimes is a fun thing. We can take objects of various density. The more dense objects will remain in a layer at the bottom, and you can make a kind of a colored arrangement of things of different density, with the lightest density things being on top. Here's an interesting example. Why do some people pay $3,000 for a bicycle made of titanium? Well, for one thing, it's lighter and it's strong. So for a given volume of metal, it weighs less. And if you have to transport your bike, that makes it easier. So we describe this property by saying titanium, which is 4.5 grams per cubic centimeter, is less dense than iron, which is 7.86 grams per cubic centimeter. So titanium is a bike that's strong and light. Hope this helps with your calculations of density.